Hey, I'm Mike, and welcome back to We Die Like Men. Um, I wanted to go over the use of AI in YouTube videos and all kinds of things. So let's kind of dig into it. The question is AI bad? Is it a terrible thing? Is it going to be the end of us all? It's going to be our death, or is it we're we're looking at something that needs to be used properly? I liken it to, and bear with me, you know, nuclear the nuclear age. It is July 2026. So next month will be 81 years. So I've got 81 years that since the world saw an atomic bomb, a nuclear bomb used in war, when the United States dropped the first bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. And a lot of people said, oh my God, this is the end of civilization. It's the end of wars. Everybody will be wiped off the planet. Well, thank God and knock on wood, that hasn't happened. I think partially, probably because people went, wow, this is really destructive. We need to safeguard it and be cautious with it. But we've also seen nuclear energy used in good things, in medicine, in treatments for cancers and things like that, in imagery, in all kinds of things. We use it to power our homes and our businesses in the sense of nuclear power plants. Um, it depends on how you use it. We've also gotten to the point now where people aren't petrified of it like they were. There was a real fear in this world, especially in the 50s when, the United States and Russia, or the Soviet Union at the time, USSR, and other countries all were getting nuclear weapons. It was proliferating. Yeah, I had to struggle with that word. It was expanding. Everybody had it, and it said, well, if you do something wrong, we're going to launch to you. Well, if you do that, we're going to launch at you. And people were terrified. Even as a kid born in the 70s and growing up in the early 80s, there was always that fear of, well, what if? Um, Now it's like, well, it's a lot less likely, I think. Maybe it's not. It just feels it. Maybe it's because we lived through it so long, we've just got to the point that we were like, those of us of certain generations are like, I'm not going to fear something I can't control myself. Um, AI, in the sense of like with the nuclear weapon thing, it's that how do we use it? If we use it like I do, if you watch my videos, a lot of them in the intro, it's just, a couple of three guys sitting at a bar, joking, laughing, having a drink. That's an AI video. It says it right up in the corner of it. Um, either created with AI or created using AI, however they word it. I use CapCut. I put in there, hey, make me a little AI video of some guys joking, laughing, having some drinks at the bar. It spit out an image or video. It's about an 11.5 minute video, 11.5 second video. I cut it down to about 3 seconds because I hate long intros. Um, and it's just there. That's great. That I think is what it should be used for. If you want to use it to make a funny little meme of something silly, great. Some of them I think back to is, like the Chuck Norris ones of, I think I saw one where it was like a locomotive is running down the tracks and there's a kid that had fallen and hurt their knee or whatever. And Chuck Norris runs up and picks the train up and it's all AI. Obviously, we know Chuck Norris cannot pick up a locomotive. I mean, let's be real. He would have roundhouse kicked it, okay? But in all seriousness, that's funny. We know it's hyperbolic. We know that's not real. The dangerous ones are when you can take an image of an actual person and have AI create something either showing them doing something or saying something that they never did, that never happened. Uh, Especially if it's making them look bad. Oh, they kicked a dog, or whatever. Or they said something terrible to somebody. And then you're putting it out there like, look what this person did. That's terrible. There's laws that pertain to that, but people still do it. They still get put out, and the damage is usually done. So that's a danger. We're going to see more and more of it in movies and TV shows. We already do. It's not that we don't. I think we're going to see more and more of it. I think it's a cheaper way for people to do video work sometimes. You're not paying actors and actresses. it doesn't take multiple takes. You don't have to build big sets. You don't have to get the lighting just right. With really, really good AI generating computers, boy, you can make some of that stuff look super real. I think it's great for like the video game industry to make things hyper realistic on a video game. I think we have to have some way of making sure people can discern between is this AI, is this real? Just a couple of years ago or a year or so ago, it was pretty easy. You'd watch the person move, and all of a sudden they got 6 fingers, or their eyes would go in opposite directions, or their mouth would move, but it didn't articulate letters and words. There was always something about it that was not quite right. They'd move in a funny way, almost like the players on GTA, that odd walk. Now, I mean, I'm not AI, but man, I think someone could create one that looks like me. That is not permission to do that. Thank you very much. My YouTube feed, and I really don't like watching AI videos. So much of it is AI slop. It's just garbage. I'm a history buff, so watch a lot of history content, and it's all these fake stories, AI voiced, AI image, things that never happened. I can take one look at the warships or tanks that they're using in their AI. AI hasn't got good enough to completely copy it. Either that or the person creating it didn't do a good job. And I'm like, that's not an American battleship. We didn't have one that looked like that. You know, certain things like that. But they're just pumping product out, just putting it out and putting it out and putting it out. It's flooding up feeds. It's cheap for them. And any views they do get, it didn't take them much. They can literally punch it in, and AI makes a 30-minute video for them. And they don't have to do anything. There's no real research done because the facts are not factual. They are all over the place. It would be one thing if you sat down and wrote out a letter or a story or a script, and you asked with some of the AI generated platforms to just not change things, but maybe how can I make this sound better? Or can you proofread this and make sure my spelling and punctuation and you know uh, paragraph structure looks right? I don't have a problem with that. But when you're using it to write everything and then it's voicing it, if you're going to be a content creator, create content. I'm not very good at this. I readily admit to that and will tell you that. But at least I'm sitting here in front of a camera in a little corner of my bedroom with the frickin' AC going because it's 90 degrees here in southern Maine in July, mid July. And we ain't built for this crap. Give me 10 degrees out and I'm fine. But I'm here doing it. And I do my own research and I get things wrong sometimes, but not like they do. I don't think AI is going to be the death of us. I think it's going to be one of those things, like I was saying with the nuclear and atomic energy stuff. We have to take it amongst ourselves as the communities to understand what we're seeing, and be like, hey, if you're going to use it for that, I'm not going to consume your content. Again, I don't have a problem. Like, there's some history people I watch, and they don't use AI very much, but they'll be like, look, I wanted to depict something of a battle that took place, in 77 AD. Well, obviously there's no photos or video of it. So they worked with some AI stuff to give you a general overview. This is what the terrain kind of looked like. This is the troop movements. This is kind of what happened. But they're entering in the information and they're using AI and they're manipulating to get it close enough or almost identical to the historical documents. You know, this group came over these hills, these ones come up through the valley, some were hiding in the trees, there's a rock wall over here, the archers set up over there, whatever the case may be. And they're using AI to give us a visual interpretation of it. That's fine. And they're very open and honest. This is AI created. I'm using it as a visual interpretation of it. Okay. This is what it probably looked like when the asteroid hit the Earth and killed dinosaurs. I don't think any of the dinosaurs are running around with their iPhones out going, oh, look at this. You know, maybe. I mean, I don't think Apple's that old, but who knows? I'm sure someone's got a video somewhere saying that, yes, it happened just that way. Yeah, I get on people's case. So, I mean, used in the right way. I think back to my father passed away in late 2023. His mind was going some. My dad was a huge Boston Red Sox fan, loved baseball. I show up at his place one time to visit with him, and he's watching a baseball game right into it. It's a video game. Somebody's playing the video game. And I recognized it. My mother recognized it. We couldn't get him to recognize it. Couldn't get him to understand that it wasn't real. That even when we showed him Dad, the game doesn't start for another hour. No, they must have a doubleheader today. Wasn't worth arguing with him at that stage. Okay. So it can deceive people. It can deceive elderly, usually pretty easy. It can deceive young people pretty easily. But a lot of us in the middle of that group get deceived as well too. We see a quick clip of something, a quick video, and we think it's real. We need to be diligent and go, is that? That's where AI can hurt you. It used to be the old saying, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, now seeing isn't always believing because you can create something that, well, it isn't real, but it sure looks it. So, for what it's worth, take everything with a grain of salt, research, look into it, figure that out. AI has a place. Remember when CGI come out, computer generated imagery, which to me is similar to AI. I know it's not exact, but it has some great similarity there. For movies, you get into a lot of, especially your action movies, especially a lot of like your sci-fi action movies. You know, things taking place in outer space or alien stuff or whatever. You could create uh, imagery easier that way. Here's a good example. Think back to Jaws. Any of you who remember the movie Jaws, 1975, was that come out? 76, 77, whatever year it was, came out. They have a mechanical shark that they use in the movie. Well, it's not in it as much as they wanted because it didn't work well. It made the movie scarier to me, but it just didn't work well. The robot shark, Bruce, they called him. Uh, fast forward to the movie Meg, about the Megalodon, Jason Statham, and a bunch of others. The Meg in that is CGI. They didn't have to worry about a computerized robot working. And we see the Meg more often because it's just an image on a computer screen. It doesn't exist. They didn't have to build a mechanical anything. They didn't have to build a model of anything. They could just CGI it. Well, now with AI, they can do all that and then just impose the real people. So there's some advantages on certain things. If you're going to have a movie like Jurassic Park now, where you would have the dinosaurs roaming around instead of CGI, you can just have AI do a lot of that. And maybe even make it look more realistic sometimes. But it takes so much away from the story, I think. I don't want them using AI actors and actresses. Again, background stuff or certain scenes that are just so difficult to reproduce. Godzilla movies, for example, and Godzilla's destroying Tokyo. Now, as somebody who loves the old original 50s and 60s Godzilla movies where those were model cities, a guy in a rubber suit is stomping through it. I love them. They're cheesy, but they are so good. All right, now you're going to CGI and AI a lot of that in. And I do know that there's a difference. Excuse me. Trying to sell me something I don't need or want or can't afford, whatever the case. All three, probably. Um, it's going to get to the point, if it hasn't already, where they literally can type in some prompts and let the computer just work for the next however many days or hours or weeks or whatever, and boom, there's a whole feature-length movie. And everybody and everything in it is completely 100% fake. It doesn't exist. The actors the language, or the voices, the scenery, everything's fake. I don't think I want that for me. But think of the movie um, companies. They're just going to pay someone to do that, which they're already paying people to do editing and CGI and all of this stuff and touching this up and audio and whatever have you. And they're paying for actors and actresses, and they're paying for be on set locations, and they're paying for all the crews to film and lighting and audio and catering and transport and whatever have you, creating sets. It's going to be cheap for them. It's going to be beep, 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 bang. Here's your movie. Instead of it costing me $400 million to make and advertise it, it cost me, you know, I don't know. Could they get it down to $100,000 a movie, $200,000 a movie, 10 million a movie? I don't know. You tell me. But if it's cheaper for them, they're going to end up doing it. And I think that's where we as the consumer need to be like, no, I don't want that crap. I want to see my favorite actor and actress in there. I want to see whoever it may be. I don't care who your favorite actor or actress is. I want to see Scarlett Johansson herself. I want to see The Rock. I want to see whoever it is in there. That's who I want to see. As somebody who grew up as a huge Star Wars fan, I don't know if that was early CGI that Lucas used. I don't know the correct terminology for it in the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6. But it was perfect. To me, I enjoy that more than I do a lot of the newer stuff. I like old movies, black and white, 1930s, 40s, 50s movies, where the special effects are, let's be realistic here, they're really cheesy, but I like them. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like the newer technology. But I see AI as being dangerous if misused, helpful if used properly, and kind of meh when just used that way. Like my video in the little entry video to my channel there, the guy sitting at the bar drinking. That's neither good nor bad. It's just meh. It's there. It serves a purpose. Oh, it's We Die Like Men's video. Cool. It's great when we're using it because there is no other way to show something happening because it happened long before it was recorded or could be recorded, or that those recordings don't exist, or the angles that we want. Fine. But when it's being used to the detriment of somebody else, to make it seem like they said or did something they didn't do, especially something negative, or it's being used to just create slop to get views and clicks and make money, no, that's wrong. And I think it's up to us, the consumers, excuse me, the heat, my sinuses, nothing's going right. It's not been a good summer for me as far as my allergies go. I think as far as consumers, we have to step up and be like, we're not going to accept that. So, good, bad, or indifferent, you're going to have to be the judge. I'm going to leave it up to you. Let me know in the comments. So, until next time, behave yourself somewhat, have fun, enjoy the summer. Hopefully, you don't suffer from severe allergies. I think I get just another sinus infection. I get at least one a year, sometimes two. So I'm gonna go see my doctor and get something to take care of it. And then when the heat and humidity dies down, I'll feel better. Until then, though, talk to you next time. Bye.